So there's a couple updates. Wanted to get through some updates and then have an open discussion about the Metis anniversary that is happening next week. So a couple of updates from what's going on in the Metis ecosystem with different projects on the network. I'll start with Polaris. So Polaris yesterday was supposed to, or today actually, was planning to launch um, uh, a Polaris swap, which would be a token swap where you'll be able to convert fiat into Metis. So you'll be able to purchase Metis, the Metis token directly with fiat, along with in a future version be able to purchase any token listed on any decentralized exchange with the debit card or credit card, and convert your fiat into any crypto token and have them in directly in your personal wallet. Because of what's happening with the current market, and everything and the craziness that's happening with the whole FTX situation, the team thought it was best to push this back a couple weeks to December 1st, or not to December 1st, to November 24th, just because everything is so uncertain right now. And it's not a good time to start anything at the moment, because people just are really just uncertain, and who knows what's going to happen. So that is a reason why it's being pushed back. And so there's also a public sale for the Polar token that anybody can register to be part of. It's a public pre-sale of the Polar token, and that is got pushed back to December 1st. So let me yeah, so I'm sorry if it's kind of loud where I'm at. Yeah, so anyways, so that's one thing. That's one update on a project in the Metis ecosystem. Some other updates include Revenant. So Revenant GameFi has a giveaway that is supposed to begin today. So be on the lookout for that, and that is going to be something that any of us, the Metis community, can participate in and get involved with the Revenant project. And the other the other update was Hera. So Hera Finance has just launched their SDK that allows for any project that uses their SDK to purchase tokens on the Metis network at the lowest price. And so it's a really good tool for anybody building on the Metis network to use and really take advantage of what Hera has built. And yeah, with that, those are just a few updates. I'm sure there's a lot more. There's a lot going on in the Metis ecosystem that I can't even keep track of by myself. But I see Prince, you're able to come up and speak. I want to see if you want to introduce yourself before we get into the Metis anniversary.
Hello guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool. GM for the culture, irrespective of where you are. Yeah, we see GM for the culture. Hello everybody. My name is Prince, your usual co-host of the Metis Community Space. Week in, week out. episode 9. That's 9 good times consistently. Thank you very first of all, I want to say thank you very much for always joining the space week in, week out. This is how we intend to grow the space here with the community bond. Thank you guys so much. Anthony said we're talking about the Metis anniversary, which is actually coming up a couple days from now. That's on the 14th, and also discussing general crypto roundup, with the whole saga going on and all. And as I would always say, it's a community space. Yeah, everyone is welcome to come up, speak. There's no particular. We don't have any particular order. You right. You have something to say about the community contribution, anything. Feel free to request the mic, and we're going to bring you up. So without wasting much time, I would like to pass the mic to Ali. I don't think Ali has said something.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Ali can speak yet, um, but at any time, feel free to butt in and introduce yourself, Ali. Um, but yeah, so we'll move on and get started talking about the. Oh, Prince, you're gonna say something?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I don't know, Ivali, if you can hear me, just maybe you should just leave the space, disconnect, and then come back again. Should be fine by then. And then yes, I see Elena on the space. Welcome, Elena. Thank you for joining us today. I wasn't actually expecting you, but I mean you're here. I don't know if you'd like to see a few things, Miss Elena.
Yeah,
All right. I don't think Elena did. I don't think she's with us. So I'm just going to pass it to Anthony.
yeah, definitely. I'll introduce the Metis anniversary, and then maybe if Alina, if you can speak, I'll pass it to you, and maybe you can give us a little more insight into what's happening for Metis next week. But as many of you probably know, next week marks the 1 year anniversary of the launch of the Metis mainnet. And so basically, it's the first birthday of the Metis network, the Metis Andromeda network, and that's a it's a big deal. A lot has happened in the past year. There's a lot happening as we know right now in the Web3 in general, um, maybe in good and not so good ways. But for Metis, it's been a very solid year of innovation and development and onboarding projects and onboarding uh, new projects that are just entering the blockchain and really pushing the mission forward to onboard, the Web 2 businesses, creators, and entrepreneurs into Web 3. And this is something that, for the next year, I'm excited to see what happens in the next year. So the first year has been very successful and very um, I would say fun, just seeing all the different innovations, and that Metis has been ahead of the curve and ahead of the game on a lot of the things and a lot of the innovations that are happening in Web3 in terms of like whether it's incubating the Matrix reputation system that, I don't know of any other chain that's incubating their own reputation system, or creating a store of DAC tools where Web3 companies will be able to access any DAC tool that they need to run a business on the blockchain, which currently doesn't exist anywhere right now. And so, with all of that, it's Metis is building to get prepared for the future and prepared for when DAOs or DACs become actually mainstream things, and when Web3 and crypto become mainstream things. And so, for that to happen and for the mass adoption to happen, the tools need to be there. The user experience needs to be seamless, and the user interface needs to be simple. And so I'm excited to see what's going on in the next year. Um, and with that, I want to see if Elena, if you're able to speak, if I would love to pass it to you and hear from the Metis side about anything that's happening next week or your thoughts on our first year as a network.
Thank you so much, Anthony, and thank you so much, Anthony Ali and Prince, for also for hosting and this community space. I always enjoy to be part of it. So, and I would like, guys, I would like to welcome any questions that those who are listening to us right now have to me or to other members of the Metis team. I can definitely answer or relay these questions. So we are coming to our uh, first anniversary of our mainnet, and I remember a year ago from now I was in kind of like in this mode when we're still testing and then excited to launch, and we didn't know actually how it would be or how fast the network would behave and whether we have any bugs or anything like that, because and that was the scary part as well. We launched and it's actually probably exceeded all our expectations in terms of the speed of the network. And then we did lots of innovations since then. And one of the innovations, of course, is related to the scalability and the price of the layer 2. That's where we introduced the smart layer 2 technology, and we're running since then. And we right now is in the complete in the process of tightening all the areas that we have, like, the biz dev, the marketing. So this is the outlining all of our processes and becoming truly, a community that works like a good oiled mechanism. So that is something that we do. And on top of that as well, what we are accomplishing is the decentralization piece. And as I said on the previous spaces, that we decentralized not only in the on infrastructure level, and infrastructure level decentralization is a essential piece, of course. We cannot be decentralized without our technology to be decentralized, but we also decentralizing on organizational level, which the different eco nodes are emerging. Eco nodes, it means that uh, separate organizations, separate business entities that are realizing Metis goals one by one, and they are emerging from Metis. So it's not one central Metis team or Metis organization that is leading that, but it's actually the whole network of businesses. And this business is called DACs, Decentralized Autonomous Companies. And of course, we're building a tooling for that. So the whole 9 yards of creating this new decentralized world. And but for next week, what we're going to be celebrating, we're going to be celebrating the 1 year since we launched the layer 2 platform, since we started doing the transactions, since we did our first transaction. And our team prepared all sort of fun activities for our community. You're going to be hearing from us about those. Some of them are exciting, I find. Some of them may be boring, but you will find and tell us. We would like to hear which ones you find the best ones, so we can, repeat them or enhance them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that week. We also have lots of, interviews that are planned, a lot of articles. So you will be hearing from us next week a lot, a lot, a lot. So, and thank you so much again for coming to this community call. And again, I'm welcoming any questions that you have. I love answering the questions, difficult questions, especially appreciated. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for breaking down the anniversary and what Metis has built for the past year. Uh, I have a quick question. Any insight you can give us on what to expect next week? I know you kind of shared generally right now, but I'm wondering if there's any. I know maybe you can't share anything specific. There may be surprises, but I'm wondering if there's anything you can share or something for us to expect.
Yeah, there will be some bridge exercises, that's for sure. That's what I know. And yeah, but I don't want to kind of spoil the whole fun, and just I would like, my team to release it by itself. And by the way, we are, as well as, as a team, as a community, we're also, we're learning from our mistakes. So that's why I'm letting, my team, I'm letting EcoNotes to do their own, work. And I don't want to spoil it too.
I see. I see. Yes, don't want to spoil the fun. Sometimes the fun is in the surprise. So, if anybody who is on speaker mode wants to speak, please raise your hand, and then you can come up and share a question or a comment. Um, okay, I see you, Darren. Go for it.
Hello, Elena. Congratulations on the first anniversary. We had the chance to talk, I think, 3 weeks ago or something like that. And my question is, again, can you please share the progress that you did from then until now on the Aave integration, or not the integration, at least the proposal? Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much for this question, Darren. And yeah, I appreciate you asking me, and keeping me accountable. This is really good. So what, as I said last time that I was here on the call, that we still answering the questions from the AVI communities, from the AVI, like huge projects that are there, that is doing their due diligence on our technology, because that's what they are checking. They're checking technology. They're checking it very deep because they want to be very safe with their money. So we are still talking to this one of the players, like big players on AVI in AVI community. There is a back and forth. So the process works the way that they combine the list of questions. So there was 15 questions, basically like deep technology questions that they relate to us. We submitted the answers. They submitted response to these answers with the new questions that come from the answers. And now we are in the second, even like the third round of this back and forth questions. So we're still waiting from them. We checked on them every day. They say that, yeah, they still reviewing, but because this is also a big project, so probably they have their own timelines, we are right now waiting for their feedback. As soon as they finish, we ready to go into the voting, but this is where it is, and we checked with the whole community. We have to wait for their answers, and we have to make sure that all the players on AVI is comfortable with the technology. That's where we are at.
What do you mean by players?
These are the big the projects that are on AVI that are going to be moving to Metis.
Can you name a few, please, so that we know what you mean?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So this is. I'm not sure if I can say the names or not. Oh my God. I now. Okay. Let me just.
I don't want to push you
second.
about that. Just to have clarity. I'm asking not to push you.
No.
I don't wanna cross some lines here. If we are crossing, just let us know. Just because I'm sure most of the people are having the same questions. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, so there are like, for example, projects or the communities like Parafy, Blockchain Cap. There was also, just a second, another community is BGD, like, for example. So these are the, like, just a few that to name. Yeah.
And all of them are fine except one of them, which still has questions.
Yeah, all of them are fine except one. Yes. Yeah, one is almost fine, but yes, we are right now are in a back and forth with them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome, thank you. That's kind of. Oh, somebody had. I think.
Anthony, I think your mic is breaking.
I don't know if it's my.
I think your network is
Okay,
rugging there.
I think it got better. I don't know whose mic it was.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Elena, for answering those questions. I'm sure Darren is satisfied now. So yeah, so guys, I see we still have a lot of people on the speaker area. So please just signify. Okay, I see X Denzo. X Denzo, please unmute your mic and speak.
Thank you for your time today. I had a quick question regarding the upcoming anniversary festival. Is it like a remote online anniversary festival, or is this something in person that we can actually purchase tickets and a ticket and go to? I've never been to Canada. I heard it's nice out there, and I always wanted to meet the whole team and yourself.
Oh, this is a very good question. So this anniversary is planned is completely online. What we're working on right now is our Metis Fest. So Metis Fest is the event that we were taking to different parts of the world, and it's now it has a reputation that one of the best events in the space. So this is like for example, we just traveled to DEF CON Bogota, and Metis Fest was the most attended event there, and also most fun with the dancing and with the um, talks as well. So we are transforming it into the conference, and we will have our own Metis conference that are coming up. We still need a little bit more time to make it, to make a big splash about it, to plan it, and then we're going to announce where we're going to be holding the first Metis Fest conference. And and we certainly invite our whole community to fly in. Maybe it will be in Toronto, maybe not. I don't know yet. We're going to announce that.
Okay, one more question about the Metis Fest. Do you ever plan to hold one in LA or South Korea?
That for sure is in the plans. Yes, to have it's in all parts of the world. Again, we took Metis Fest into different. So we had one like in Bogota. We had one in Austin, in Texas. We had one in Amsterdam. So there was also a couple all over the world. But yes, we haven't taken it to Asia just yet. So there will be. We have huge team in Asia. So yes, there will be one in Asia, and I am hoping that we can bring next Toronto at least one in Toronto, and in LA. Because we have a great ambassadors there. Yes, definitely we have it in the plans.
Let's go. Yes, we're definitely gonna do that.
Uh, uh, I have issue somewhere. Miss Elida, you were mentioning bringing it to other continents, other country. I did not hear Africa. What is going on?
Yeah, in Africa, we there was just a conference, and we highlighted it on Twitter. Our communication lead was there speaking at the conference in South Africa, and we have a big presence of developers there, and also planning one of the Metis Fest, of course, in Africa. So Africa, one of the regions that we are developing very heavily.
Okay, let's go. Like Anthony. All right, thank you very much for that, Miss Selena. All right, I see the hands of Panthers Cultura. Panthers, please unmute your mic and speak.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for the time, Elena. Happy anniversary, and to everybody on the team who's on the spaces. Happy anniversary. I like to first of all, ask two questions. I want to ask two questions, and they're kind of unrelated. But the first question is, I've been seeing a lot of the activity around the L2s and saying how crucial they'll be to the expansion of Ethereum going forward. But when I see a lot of the chatter, a lot of people always mention I think it's optimism and and what's the other one, Arbitrum. But they don't mention Metis with those others as frequently. And Matic, if you consider those, them a layer two. um I want to know why Metis isn't mentioned as often as the other players. Is it because you're so new, or is it something that that people are trying to ignore in terms of Metis's presence? So that's question number one. Question number two is related to the African development and expansion and the focus there. I'm located in Atlanta, Georgia, here in the United States, and I've noticed that in my African American community, there isn't a lot of knowledge of the blockchain space and crypto space. And I'm always looking for those platforms that are targeting, or at least showing some interest in African Americans involvement, like they do with Africa and other countries around the world. I think sometimes we're overlooked, and I would like for my people to be a little bit more educated in crypto. I think I'm a novice and I'm learning as I go, and so I'm just interested to know if Metis is planning on doing anything or have thought about doing anything that focuses on, targeting the African American community in the U.S. or, the African Canadian community where you are, so we can learn how we can get involved with crypto and be more crypto literate. So I'm sorry if that was a long question, but those were my two.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for the question. So I will start answering on the second question. So we usually, don't distinguish that there are. We usually approach the community by the location, by the region where our ambassadors are. And I also would like you to just maybe to be aware that we have an ambassador program that you can join. And of course, there are different rewards in this program that are available for the community members and specifically for educating your own community. So if you are concerned about any specific community in any specific part of the world, like for example, African American community in Atlanta, please join the ambassador program so we can actually train you, so you can train your community, or we can provide any other education that you actually needed, or you needed us to come to your community to bring ambassadors, the existing ones, to your community and educate it. So this is something that we do, and you can talk to one of the hosts on how to find that, how to find the ambassador program, how to join that. So that is all available information, and we also have it in the Medium as well. So that is concerning on the question number one. So even if we didn't have on the plan specifically developing African American community in Atlanta, we can have it by on your own request. So that is answering the question number one. And the question number two, and the question number one was why you see that people mostly talk about the Arbitrum and Optimism and relating the number on the layer 2 technology, and about Matic as well, even though it is not per se layer 2 or not decentralized. They have their own consensus mechanism. So why is that? So that is, I think we have to ask those people who are not talking about. Maybe, yes, like there is a reason. Maybe they don't know about Metis, or maybe because they judging by the other KPIs, like for example, TVLs or any other criteria. So I don't know. So for that, how to address that? So for this, we can only build and innovate and bring the projects and bring the transactions and TVL in, and that's what we're doing. We have plan on that, and we're working consistently. So we consistently showing the results on that. So that's what we do. And also for us, lots of innovation from the technology part. We were one of the first that introduced that decentralized storage. Now other layer 2s are actually following our steps, and that is very, very exciting because we're the front runners in the technology. But again, for us, being the front runners on the technology, and for us being in the community longer and longer will pay off. So it's just a matter of time when Metis will be in the mentioned more. And that is my take on this question.
No,
Let me know.
Thank you for both of those responses, Ashley, and and just relationship to your first answer about the African American community. I appreciate your response, and I'm looking forward. I will connect to someone. I've already talked to one of your co-hosts before about just entering the Metis space, and he was great. But I want you to know that my focus is beyond Atlanta, Georgia. I think I just feel that there's a big untapped market, just for the entire African American community in the U.S. because I think people are just hesitant about what they don't know about, and I just hope that people can or that some of the platforms just expand to reaching out, and so I'll see what I can do to help with that. But thank you very much, and again, congratulations on the anniversary.
And thank you so much for your questions, and then also for this enthusiasm. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Elena. Thank you very much, Panthers. And just a little add-on to what Elena said regarding the whole people talking about Arbitrum, Polygon, optimism, etc. The crypto market is usually based on numbers, what they see, and currently you could say that the TVL of Arbitrum and optimism are currently like topping the chart. So it's just like by default people just have to speak about them, but then that doesn't wash away the fact that Metis we still stay building, building our ecosystem. And then if you check about it, we actually have infrastructure structures down, that's actually what emulating and in for the long term. So it's just a matter of time, and soon soon. Trust me, you're very, very early into the Metis ecosystem. But thank you very much for that questions. We always we appreciate the community bringing out criticism, asking questions and also wanting the better for the ecosystem. Thank you very much for that, Panthers. All right, so I see the hands of Darin up. Before I go to Darin,
Oh, sorry.
Anthony, you're going to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to also respond to Panthers culture. I really love the questions you asked. And me, I'm in Los Angeles, and I personally have in my day job, in my previous work, I work with young Black and Latino uh, youth of color in Los Angeles. And what I'm trying to do is bridge that digital divide that our communities face here as people of color in the United States. And so this is something that I've done before I even got into Web3 and technology. And so now that I'm in Web3, the thing that I'm trying to do is sounds similar to what you want to do is just build pathways for our people into this industry and to know because this is a digital revolution and our people usually get left behind. And I want to make sure that we don't get left behind in this. So I would love to connect with you and just talk about any possible collab, just how we can support each other and just maybe build something out for Black and Latino people here in the United States. I would love to do that. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely,
mhm.
absolutely, and you hit it on the head. Like if you've been in this space, then I'm really new to it. I was really introduced to it by a young African American, man, and and last year, and I was just learning and going around, looking at different um, networks and what they do and what they were focused on, and I was like, man. So I started talking to some of my friends, who were, we're in our 30s, 40s, and a lot of people were just oblivious. And so I knew that for a lot of communities like Bitcoin and Ethereum, who had been around for a while at that point, and even Polkadot, a lot of these networks aren't based in the U.S. And so it's hard to really communicate you know our needs here in the U.S. to folks that aren't based in the U.S. And so you're like, okay, how can I get my people to understand without thinking that I'm selling them something that's gimmicky? Because I looked at certain folks who had been in the space with Bitcoin and Ethereum for a long time. They were reaping the benefits of being early, and I was like, well, I want to find somewhere where I can be early, but I want whoever I invest with to be as invested in my community. To make sure that we are understanding what it is, and I don't want to come across as I'm the person that's selling in this case Metis to the African American community. I want Metis to be clearly laid out and and make sense for for somebody young to say, okay, this is something that I want to be part of because it's going to it could impact my future. So we will talk offline. Thank you for that, for that feedback. And I saw the follow. I'll reach out to you after this. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Anthony. Thank you very much for that, Panthers. And I don't know, just a little add-on again. Just like you said with the African American community, right? It's not just you said about the crypto space still a larger population still being untapped. It's not just with the the African American. I mean, coming down to home base here, where I am here in Africa, there are still a lot of people who are still in a centralized world. A lot of people who still don't believe in crypto, and that is why Like Elena said, we try to push content education with the ambassador program. Yeah, here in Africa, we still try, and a few of my this is not just for Metis, but for blockchain decentralization as a whole. We still try, to reach out, try to reach one person at a time, taking each day, onboarding people as much as we can. So, like Elena said, feel free to hook up for the ambassador program. Yeah, so you can also do something. I thank you very much for that. I see the hand of Darren up again. Darren, please. And
Thank you.
sorry, just a minute before you go, Darren. Anthony, please. I don't know. Could you take down Ali from the co-host position, like to list now, so perhaps he can join again if it's going to be better that way. And okay, so Darren, please, you can continue.
Okay. Elena, two questions. First one, are you working currently with some other big projects on their integration without, of course, no need for names, besides Aave? And the second one is, are you currently working with a big centralized exchange? Of course, no need for a name. I know you can share these things.
Yeah, these are two things that I'm not allowed to share probably, but uh, I like about exchange. I honestly I don't know because I'm not the one that do this on in our team. There is a specific team that um, is usually working with the exchanges and working also only from the request of exchanges. We receive lots of requests from exchanges about the listing, and in some of them we respond, very few of them. And yes, the team is dedicated to work on that. And this is the team that is the regulators and auditors. And because all the exchanges do, they usually do their due diligence, and so that's the team that is working. So I cannot really say which exchanges they work because that information is probably is not even available to me. Um, and because for the reason that as a CEO, I'm leading a technology team, and that is I can answer the questions on the technology. I can answer the questions on the operations because that is my role. So I cannot answer the question on the specific exchange, unfortunately, because the specific exchange is always the regulator team job that is done by them. So, and in terms of the big projects, yes, we're working with them. And again, I cannot release any names because that would be a spoiler and the jeopardy to the marketing campaign. So there, I sorry that I cannot be more specific, but this is the reality of of uh, running a business, and some things we need to release at the right time.
All right, thanks.
All right. Thank you very much for that. So I'm just gonna hold Elena by what she said. Yeah, anything can happen. All right, thank you very much, Elena, for that answer. Thank you very much, Darren, for coming up. So like I said, guys, this is still the Metis community space, and we're all here talking about in anticipation for the Metis anniversary. And sorry, Anthony, can you send Ali the mic once more if he's going to be able to join? Thank you. So I think coming on to the okay, I think I haven't spoken on the Metis anniversary. Yeah, so guys, next week, in a couple of days, I think about 4 days, yes, 4 days from now, Metis is going to be a year, one full year of growth, one full year of innovations, one full year of setting the pace, one full year of being the only layer to network with the cheapest gas fee. I mean, beat that if you can. All right, so I will be celebrating 1 year at Metis. I mean, it's been a year full of growth for me personally in the Metis ecosystem, and I'm pretty sure for a lot of us. And we still look forward to achieving a lot in the coming year. All right, so I see my co-host Ali. Ali, can you speak now?
Yeah, guys, thank you for inviting me again. Sorry for the technical glitch. Really wanted to talk about and discuss the FTX saga because it's been the biggest news. And I was also listening to Alina a couple of times, and I would like to thank her for taking charge of the space and specifically talking about the developments in the Metis ecosystem. So we don't have much of a time left, but I would like to route back to where I what I wanted to discuss today. The first thing I mainly talk about is the crypto news roundup for the last 1 week. As we all know, it has been mostly about the FTX because and people are comparing it to the MT Gox and the Luna crash as well. And some startling revelations have been made in the last couple of hours as well. So, in short, I don't want to use the words here, but this is a statement from the FTX CEO, SPF, directly, and he says that I fucked up and I should have done better. And I think this is the best he can explain this. He did really fucked up, and we as the second biggest exchange, and a lot of people used to trust his exchange. Just a small background, guys. The FTX from SPF started back in 2019, and it was a great time to actually begin an exchange because they were able to ride the bull market, 2021 bull market. And if I remember correctly, the revenues the revenues they made were like were around $1.2 billion in 2 years. So the business was doing great, and uh, but again, when coming back to the users funds, they were not able to manage it very properly. And I was going through some statistics, and it was very astonishing to see that at least 20% of crypto users had some funds lying on FTX. So it's a big blow for crypto. As of now, as of the last 1 hour, I just want to update it so that you can maybe benefit from this news. FTX has resumed the withdrawals. I would like to repeat this again. The FTX has resumed withdrawals. So if you have any funds there, now is the time you go to FTX and please try to withdraw your funds as soon as possible. And I'm sharing this news because we are all medicine and we need to take care of each other. So if you have any funds lying around on FTX, I suggest you just hop on to FTX and try to withdraw, because I'm not pretty sure that this gonna last long, because the liquidity crunch FTX was facing was around $8 billion, and it would be very difficult to actually somebody come and bail them out completely. So as long as they have limited funds, Justin Sun, the previous CEO of Tron, has also punched in, and he's offered to help as well. But I still think that this is not going to last very long. And maybe if there are any funds, just try to get them out of here. When we talk about the FTX, this was basically the initially they basically went into liquidity, tried to go into a liquidity deal with Binance, and Binance was quick to respond. And the rumor was that FTX token, that is FTT, was offered for like $1, for $1 to Binance, which is a huge revelation, because just in January 2022, like 10 months back, FTX was valued at a $32 billion business, which is huge. So I'm sure investors will be losing billions after this saga ends. And the FTX has also, done invested a lot of money in advertising the crypto as well. Recently, we were having. There was a cricket World Cup T20 match today, and I was This was a hot topic in our community that if FTX is bankrupt, why are they still appearing on the ads? But again, these deals are done months in advance, so FTX may have been solvent by then and they may have funded this, but but they have done some great advertising deals, and they have grabbed some great sponsorships as well, like NBA's Miami Heat basketball arena, MLB umpire uniforms, and F1 racing teams, including Mercedes AMG. And they had some great deals with individuals like Steve Curry, Tom Brady, and Show Ohtani. And it was basically FTX was like a superpower when it came to the crypto domain, and came second only to after CZ Binance. So and I also want to add here is that SPF was named as the youngest billionaire under 30, and he had a net worth of around $26 billion. And all in all, guys, I would say that. This all started, as we all know. If you have missed the last 3 4 days, I just want to repeat it for you, that this all began when CZ Binance made a Twitter statement. Then they're gonna be liquidating their FTT holdings, which were worth around $2.1 billion. And before that, SBF mocked CZ in a Twitter statement where he mentioned that CZ maybe cannot go to DC, and that is basically where the feud began. And talking specifically about why did he mention DC is because and now I have learned from some news that SPF was trying to be a monopoly in US, and this was that is what SPF that is what CZ didn't like, and he went for it. And but I'm pretty sure that he may have known how Almeida and FTX were using the users' funds, because it is impossible to stay in one industry and be not cognizant of what the other industry plays are playing like. So again, while I speak, if you have if you have any question, if you want to share anything, please feel free to go for it. Um, yeah, guys. So basically, I would to wrap it up. I would say that I would repeat what SBF said. He really fucked up. Yes, Anthony, do you please go on? I see your hands up. Oh, oh, okay, okay. I think he made a mistake.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was on mute. I'll wait till you finish up.
Okay, cool, cool. So, guys, this is about the
I,
FTX. Yes, yes, Selena, please go on.
yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so this guys, it brings us to the subject of centralization again. So I know that there is a risk for any centralized business because you are at mercy of the CEO of this centralized business, of their mistakes, unless you have certain rules. Like for example, for the exchanges, the rule number one: it's not your key, not your money, right? So don't hold money on the exchange. Just being that following that simple rule probably save you a lot of headache. But as well, this is just a very good example of how one person's responsibility, actually the lack of responsibility, can bring the whole market down. One bad decision probably bring the whole market down. And but actually, we sort of allowed that to happen, by trusting, by probably trusting the investors that put money into that, and there was a big investors that put money into that business and into that person as well. But yes, and the lack of probably the homework on our part of what this person is about. Why do I need to, trust? Why do I need to promote that business? And again, this is a very great example when this, the business wars can actually ruin the life of just innocent bystanders, but we are not as innocent in there as well because we are all part of it, and now we are just facing the consequences of it. On a positive note, that market will recover. So we've been through these turbulences before. It is actually, they are very exciting because they bring lots of opportunities as well. So just on the bright side, please don't invest what you are not willing to lose. I think that rule of the thumb, and just don't hold money on exchanges. And do your homework. So these are the three simple rules that you can do, and then nothing can touch you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you very
you.
much.
Yeah,
Thank you very
Prince,
much for
please go
that.
on.
Thank you very much for that, Elena. And I don't know, just in light to the whole saga of what you said about the errors of centralization. I just think like currently, even if like we always see, we're still very early to the decentralized space here, and actually the decentralized space they have actually a lot of road to cover. Right? We're still far from full decentralization. I guess that's why we still have exchanges because people by default we still have this sense of exchanges that safer they kind of create an ease of transaction rather than just doing everything on chain. So people are not fully ready for full decentralization. Take for instance like the Deathless as saying buying tokens or trading tokens that are on the Ethereum network, for instance. If I were to do that on chain, I'm going to be having to face the limitation of paying high gas fees of Ethereum, but doing that on centralized exchanges that actually takes out that limitation, right? I just get to buy the tokens without worrying about gas fees, just very minute. So people we still see centralized exchanges, as a form of an edge, gradually moving to decentralization. But then it's still these issues like this just relating to Luna just shows like the decentralized piece. We still have a lot of ground to cover. Yeah, and relating to the FTX saga, if you ask me, I'm not in the whole tech big boy circle, but if you ask me, I think it's more of a predator taking out its prey, or more like taking out its competitor kind of thing, right? Because personally, I don't think the whole issue that was leaked and all. I mean, some SBF he fucked up, like you said, using user funds to involving personal tradings and etc., which is illegal and then risky because I mean you're using funds which users entrusted into your hands to trade and all. But I don't think this is something that just came out of the blue and FTX being Binance top competitor, I mean, it's only just makes sense business wise for your competitor to want to take you out if they get the opportunity to. So to me, it's more like there's no saint in the story. Yeah, there's no good guy. I mean, Binance coming out to want to take over FTX is more like, I mean, I finally won, but in the papers, it's more like I'm helping them, but behind, it's more like I finally won and took out my biggest competitor. So yeah, I feel like Sam just give the opening for that, and in the whole general scheme, I think more it's more of a harm to the general crypto space as a whole. I mean, if a big exchange like FTX can go down, it kind of puts the whole thing in question. Like our funds actually safe at all? I mean, if big boys, big players that we think and we look up to can actually go down, what stops anything from going down? So like what Miss Elena said, just go with what, trade with what you can trade is what you can afford to lose. I for one, I try to separate my funds, like spread it across different chains and not just putting all my eggs in one basket, because I don't know, anything can happen to any coin at any time. I mean, take a look at USDT. For some time now, I don't know, they've been trying to heavily food USDT, but I mean, if USDT go down, man, it's pack it home, boys. We're all going home. There's no coming back from that. So I mean, so it just shows like this space, anything can actually happen. So try not to put all your eggs in one basket. And I don't know if you happen to be a victim of the whole FTX saga. My heart goes out to you, man. I'm really sorry, but like Alina said, the bull market will come. It always does. Yeah, that's if we don't go to zero. Because right now, I think we're going to zero. But if we don't get to zero, I mean, wag me, we're going to make it back. All right, Anthony, are you here with us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Prince, and thank you, Lina, for sharing your thoughts on the FTX saga. This was actually the biggest news of the last week, and a lot of people were interested to discuss. Specifically, I would appreciate the advice from Prince that you shouldn't be putting all your eggs in one basket. Specifically, when you look at the USDT pack, that is a horrible scenario, and and one more thing I want to add here, that I actually saw Almeida on chain uh, uh, putting a trade against USDT. So they were basically. Alina, do you have? Would you like to speak? Please share if you have anything.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
that was by mistake. No, no.
no, no problem, no problem. Okay, so we were talking about the USDT scenario, and specifically, I saw Almeida betting against USDT with a $250,000, which is again like a few cents for them. But again, if USDT goes down, I think it would be a very troubling time for the entire crypto community. And guys, I think that is all from the that's all I want to discuss about the FTX. If you have any opinion or share or any thoughts you would like to share, now the time, please feel free to go ahead. Because the next I would like to talk about some developments in the Metis ecosystem uh, that comes from the Hermes exchange and the Hira aggregator. Uh, for Hermes, I wanted to I shared this last week on Twitter as well, that it is a great I would say great passive income opportunity in this bear market, where and above more than $400,000 worth of Hermes tokens have been staked, and where you get weekly rewards. So that the weekly rewards are so great that they're eye popping, and I think anyone who is interested in DeFi and looking to make some passive income should look into this, where you get around $0.47, about 47 cents against $1 staked on Hermes. So I think that is a great reward. And if you are looking for any opportunities in DeFi, do look into that. For more information, I suggest you go to the Hermes Twitter. Secondly, I want to talk about an update from the Hira aggregator. That is basically a protocol that aims to provide the best swap return. And they basically offered a new functionality which is called Emporia SDK. And Emporia SDK basically is recommended for developers and traders as well. And if there are any projects that are basically looking to incorporate Hira aggregator, they can do it very quickly using the Emporia SDK. So that is the update from the Metis ecosystem. Guys, I think I would like to. Okay, please write. Okay, guys, that's all. That's all from the Matrix ecosystem and the FT saga. Anthony and Prince, please feel free to come on stage and share anything, and we're gonna hop off, I guess.
All right, all right. Thank you very much for that, Ali. If we check about time, I think we've gone past our usual 1 hour, and we don't want to keep, the community waiting, so we can all get back to, our daily lives and staying safe. Full. So, I think we'll just try to call it round up from here, right? So I don't know if Anthony, you have something to say.
Yeah, thank you, Prince. And thanks for the updates, Ali, in the FTX conversation. It's a huge deal and something we're going to be talking about for the next few weeks, as it's going to impact the industry in many ways. But like Elena said, in these moments, this is where opportunities are built. After these kind of tragic events and things kind of quiet down and simmer down. So, but just to round up our conversation, before we hop off, I just wanted to leave maybe if and then you want if you had any last words, and maybe if you could speak to maybe uh what you see or what you hope for in the next year of the Metis Andromeda network.
Yes, thank you, Anthony. So, what is I actually excited about is for the journey that you guys going to walk together, because I am the big fan of the decentralization, and I would like to build this new world where we don't we not dependent on on the big businesses or on one CEO mistakes or on the business or on a war between businesses, so that you always have a choice. For that, I am going this way myself, and I also bring in my followers along with me on this journey of the responsibility and accountability, because it always comes from us first. We have to be responsible for our own mistakes and accountable for our own money that we put somewhere, or we just don't put anywhere, or if we're accountable for anything that we do in life. And that is something that I'm very, very excited about this whole journey and about building this new decentralized world. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. And I'm very excited about building a decentralized world. And we see what, just what's happening right now in the industry. It's coming from a centralized, exchange and kind of the issues and problems that we're trying to solve with decentralized technology and decentralized organization through Web3 and DACs and stuff like that. So, yeah, but I think we'll close it off right there. Like Prince said, we're a little bit over our usual time. We don't want to take up all of your day. I know we all have our lives to live, but I just want to appreciate everybody for being here and everybody who spoke. Y'all make this a strong space and keep us coming back every week to talk about new things. And thank you so much, Elena, for joining us. It's always an honor to have you, and we respect that you come and you share with the community what's going on from the highest levels of the Metis team. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Till next week, same time, same place, and your same co-host. Peace out.